by the school.
And HeyLow already champion. This is someone who's been grinding a lot of games.
He's darkest. I think he's darkest already. This was like darkest 3. It's even better, right? It's even better.
That was champion, right? Champion 3.
Yeah. No, I thought it was darkest. I mean, I'm pretty.
It was champion. Trust me.
You see the
darkest. We're seeing a jester versus this kind of stress-heavy team with the heavy riposte that man-at-arms there in the grave robber. Interesting mashup here. Mike. What do you think?
Debuff. The buff on resist the debuff. Very interesting. This is very bad for power Irben.
See that battle ballad started off here. HeyLow obviously thinking he needs to get the accuracy in against the this reasonably high dodge team here, but against a dodge team like this, you know, it's a riposte team also. So really, is accuracy going to do much? It's just going to mean you get hit more with riposte, right?
I think the issue of riposte here is that you can just completely ignore it. You can just focus a single target, stun them, take them down as soon as you can. I feel like HeyLow might just go for the Highwayman right here. Just focus him. Like he has a mark available, he has a stun, he has the Jester ready to kill. I think he just pounces on the Highwayman right now, especially if he's super exposed.
I think this is a difficult comp for this riposte build by Irben here to win, especially because HeyLow, he doesn't have any AoE abilities here outside of maybe a Zealous or a Caltrops.
Defender, very interesting.
Perhaps an early defender there. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, we shall see. I mean, I would probably drop it on somebody else as well. So I feel like the Highwayman is the highest threat on this course team. So. Yeah, that's what we'll be doing, indeed.
Exactly,
like, that's what HeyLow is doing as well. You just take this guy down, and I think you're good.
Starting with the Vendetta for buff instead of the riposte damage there. A bit of a turn order error. Same here with the man-at-arms. Set up the guard instead of the riposte.
The abyss returns.
It's quite odd indeed, yeah.
That's interesting as well.
I mean, the mark. I think he guarded the BH just because of the mark. Like he got baited into the mark guard, and he's just gonna lose this. He just loses the Highwayman, I think. It's like, what can she do right now? I mean, he can just re-guard the Highwayman right now, and this is still like, this can still be countered by the stun, right? The stun comes from the Crusader, and suddenly this Highwayman is just dead from the Justice finale still, and. Even if he regards, you know, the Arbalist just goes for a...
That's the smart play there, going for a Rampart knockback on the Jester.
That's not bad, that's not bad at all.
We have the Arbalist, he can bowler, push the Jester back into second.
So I think I would just go try to stun the MAA right now. If it works, then you have like a free open, you know, you have basically two venues of attacking.
I'm reasonably certain you bypass guard whilst marked if you have a certain trinket on Arbalest, so it would be interesting to see if that Arbalest is running. I think it's called a stabilizing Catilla, perhaps.
Yeah.
That might have been a completely wasted turn on the guard there.
And another slam.
Really just trying to keep that movement going. That bounty hunter is target number 1 for him right now, it seems.
You see crit come through as well. That's a decent amount of damage. Like he's chunking him down slowly, so this might kind of work pretty well overall. Yeah, I'm just curious if this Jester is actually going to be able. I think the Jester just gets the finale for free. This was a dodge, and because especially
I think Irben has no control.
There is no guard for this core available anymore, so this is just going to be free. Okay, this is strange. This is going to be a free finale, just from the get-go. There is nothing he can do to prevent this right now. So he has no healing, like the finale just comes through and he just slices through this Highwayman like through butter. And
you do really hate to see a... wow, he goes for Dark Zab there. That is really, some would say odd. Maybe he wants to conserve that finale for the Man-at-Arms or for the Abomination.
I mean, he does have the finish on the Jester, maybe just kind of trying to play the same. He dodges the slam though. That's very unfortunate. He just goes for the... I guess he goes to the Dexter right now. There's no reason not to.
Without a doubt, yeah. Especially in this situation.
He probably gets it, he doesn't.
Oh!
It's okay, it's okay. He probably has Caltrops on the...
35% death blow there, you would have liked to have seen it though.
He has the Caltrops, I think, on the BH, so it's going to be still okay. He still can finish this. So he lowered the death blow res, he can just finish this with the Caltrops. And the Obelisk can still switch the targets right now. She can just go for the GR, she can just, you know, shoot her right now. And this should be just 2 kills quite
Got
easily.
to be wondering why Irvin actually pushed the bounty hunter back. Where we're going to get to kill with a come hither instead of a Caltrops there.
Isn't it surprising? Because I expect the Caltrops to come down. This is like a good
I
investment.
think perhaps he wants to save the Caltrops for a potential double death blow later. I think, in his opinion, come hither does the job the same in terms of death blow. It does apply less overall pressure, but on a turn 3 Caltrops, you are missing out the most vital turns there.
Yeah, we shall see. We shall see how it evolves. But it's like, has Desco achieved anything this fight so far?
I think he spent a lot of wasted turns here trying to manipulate the enemy team, pushing that bounty hunter back, pushing the bowler forward. I mean, the Arbalest forward when she can just counter with the bowler. I don't think he's done a
we see the
fantastic
slam
job
now.
there.
Yeah, we see the slam. So it comes through. We had 0 HP on this Jester, but I think this is okay, honestly. This Jester is going to be just fine there.
I mean, you have 2 healers, right? You've got Arbalest again. In second position, can't use a battlefield medicine. The bandage, rather, sorry. But the Crusader in first can heal if he wants to.
You see, well, you can see here, like, I feel like you can just try to pull forward.
Oh,
Oh, that's a rejected. Yeah, that uses the healing. That's quite big, actually. This affliction comes into play. And this
Potentially seeing that
yeah.
just to kill before his finale goes through.
Yeah, that's why I feel like he could have just finale from the get-go there, just, to be safe. He wasted 2 turns instead. And I feel like this fight could have been, like, way better for Halo. But he still has, like, a stranglehold on this, despite all this stuff happening. So he capitalizes on the bonus damage against dazed or stunned targets here, which is going to give him some advantage. I feel like the Caltrops could have actually helped a bit here, though. Like, he could have been wearing those characters down very quickly with this, and I feel like this is just kind of a waste.
In a situation now where he almost doesn't want to admit defeat by throwing Caltrops now unless it's going for the death blow, because he's already kind of lost the investment in Caltrops before.
Yeah, that's true. Well, like, what do we want to see from this core right now, in the situation he is right now?
Well,
like,
I mean, for Desco, he's already lost his opportunity, right? He maybe could have won it with a powerful bellow covered with the Arbalest, not the Arbalest, the Abomination's stress. But we've not seen him transform enough. We've not seen the maybe have actually. Can't really keep attention to all the stunts on him. But this Man-at-Arms has not been bellowing. There are no debuffs on the enemy team, and we're going to see a finale here.
There's a dead GR. There's a dead GR indeed. Yeah,
oh,
super
GR.
dead.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, very obvious.
The Able is guarded,
That's
so
a critical hit there just for flair as well.
yeah, the Able is guarded, so there's like nothing can do to the Able itself. I think this is just over. Like, what do you do as Desco coming into game 2? I think this one is just done. This is just done and dusted. So what do you do in game 2?
So Desco, he hasn't made a mistake in terms of trinkets or composition. Like, he lost his game in playstyle, realistically. We saw him waste a few turns with guard at the side. He didn't bellow, I believe, a single time. He didn't set up riposte with the Highwayman. He set up Vendetta first. Things like that, slamming instead of using the riposte on your Abomination when he's in position 2.
But the question is, like, can't you just ignore riposte if you're playing the Halo's composition here? Because he has just super solid single target. You can just ignore all the riposters. Just pick whatever target you want, take them down, and just kind of keep going from there. Like, you're just go one by one, like we've seen here. So what can Desco do to counter this? Maybe in trinket choices later on. Because this is not looking too good for him. Honestly, I feel like he just got outplayed in the picks already.
No, I completely disagree with you. You say that ProfessorHeyLow can simply target a single enemy who doesn't have a boss. There's only one person who doesn't have a boss, the Grave Robber. The Grave Robber can obviously be guarded here by the Man-at-Arms. That might potentially be the setup we were trying to see on turn 1, but the order was completely wrong. He just kind of relegated himself to playing reactively, trying to move the enemy team around, and it just didn't really pay off from it. I think we need to see a complete strategic overhaul. I think these trinkets are a fine choice, but we're going to see a very quick end to this series if he doesn't just change his game plan here for game 2.
So does he play more aggressive then? Do you just, go all in on perhaps on the Jester or on the Bounty Hunter here? Because there are so many possible targets that can do so much harm to you right now. He has like 3 very powerful picks, accompanied by the Crusader, who just serves as kind of all-round support. I feel like whatever target you select as the squad, like, What do you do? Do you play stress with this composition? What the hell do you do with
I mean,
this?
we've seen the Jester has got a lot of stress in it. He had about this amount of stress 3 times ago. So I think Irvin has a very powerful flex opportunity here just to turn into a complete stress build rather than a riposte build. Obviously, it has the flexibility of throwing a riposte down if one of your characters is being targeted. And I think that is where his riposte will shine for him here. Because ProfessorHeyLow's heavy mark team, you get marked, you react to that quickly with a heavy riposte. He might be a little bit scared to really damage you, you know?
I don't know about this. I think with Halo's amount of oomph that he has, I think he'd just go for like focus one by one. He can stand with the Crusader, just take people down. Obviously, yeah, there's some possibility, some wiggle room for this score here, but I feel like compositionally, Halo just holds like the high ground here. And it's gonna take a lot of strategic choices by this score to counter what Halo has come up with for this match right now.
That score does lack the. I mean, it's interesting. He doesn't have a giant amount of healing, by which I mean he only has really self-healing on the Abomination. The sustain this comp wants to be kind of having is the constant bellow, which not only applies that minus damage debuff on everyone, but also it can waste the Arbalest's turn when she clears it, and that's incredible. Yeah. So Arbalest market is really what's going to take you down to Finale or Bounty Hunter range.
Dead blow, guys.
Seeing a very quick end to game 1.
See, he's Darkest. He's Darkest free.
I'm sorry, Cherry told me he was fucking champion. Oh god.
You can see it because when you're in the arena, you can see the highest ranked player's banner in the middle. It shows the darkest rank.
I'm gonna go and give my production assistant a slap. A big spank on the bottom.
Yes.
Definitely darkest.
Professor, Irbeth told me they can't share his screen. They have a little bit problems with his internet. Do you have any problem to retransmit another match?
No, that's fine with me.
All right. So, guys, when you are ready, just tell me and change again the view. Remember the rules?
Yes, if you're having some trouble with the stream, is everybody having trouble with YouTube stream?
Very, very, very near the semifinals, right, Professor?
Okay, just Twitch it. Just refresh. If you're having trouble on Twitch, just refresh. It's gonna be fine.
Win or lose, I'm ready to see.
Or just restart the browser.
Selenia and Life's a Lich play later today.
Yeah, this is another great match for today. So, let's go to see the next match.
Game 2 here.
We're going in, guys. Let's do it.
What are you feeling? What are you feeling? Obviously, Irvin here on the back foot. You are him right now. How do you take this home? What are you feeling?
Maybe, I mean, I would have probably pivoted 180 degrees here. I would have just gone pure stress maybe as this score. And maybe try to kind of push through this, with stress. Because what he had prepared before, just obviously didn't work. And all those characters that this core has are potent in terms of stress damage. You have the Highwayman. He can obviously Grape Shot with decent amount of stress. The Abomination, perfect ultimate stress damage dealer. We have the MAA and we have the Grave Robber both very competent and managing this.
Getting it done, unable to start off with that riposte for Highwayman there means he can be harvested down. He can be hit down with that Bounty Hunter if necessary when they interact with that Cal drops.
Do you want to be playing this passive though as this squad? I don't think so.
I think Irvin's already lost here with that guard. I mean, Mike, go in depth on that for me, but...
I'd really like to see some Bellows, because if you stack this Bellow, I mean, obviously we're going against the Arbalest, so Bellow doesn't really work that well, but still does something for you. So it's honestly quite surprising for me that he is not playing this aggressively here.
I would say that Bellow is almost more powerful against an Arbalest in a weird way, because it forces her to waste a turn.
Yeah, sure, but so many other characters who benefit from the debuff removed. So I think it's usually you wait for 40 to 60% debuff and then you just drop it.
Nice critic.
He can just Shadow Fade this. That's okay for him, I think. Just Shadow Fade and use the ability later.
Shadow Fade here is a really useful tool for that Grave Robber, especially when marked, because Halo here he has Illuminating Flat, doesn't use it though, does not use it.
No. I think he just tries to do damage.
Almost wasting that turn on the bowler there. Why do you think he did that?
No, I think he just wants to set himself up. Maybe he just has some sort of a plan here. You know, coming up with high damage and then just trying to chunk people down and take them down to the BH.
Playing, by the way. Look how fast. So quick.
Yeah, he's taking both of those players are taking their turns very quickly. I don't think they're thinking too much about the turns. I think they know what they're doing, or maybe they're just not comfortable with the situation, perhaps.
I think Arvid is definitely losing in the quick play. Halo has so many arrows under his belt. Even Darkest 3 now, one of the highest ranks I've seen anyone in this tournament so far. And Arvid, not quite there. Playing lightning fast, and clearly he should be thinking about this a lot more than he is, because his reflexive plays right now are going to set him into a very quick match loss if he's not careful.
Yeah. So one of the, if his win conditions are possible to be satisfied right now in any way or form, because I feel like he really this misses. That's very unfortunate. This really needs to. I think he needs to settle down on his strategy. He obviously hasn't done this yet. We can see I would have finale this 10 times out of 10. Really, why doesn't he just do it right now? I understand saving the finale for for 2020 or something, 2025 or something, but still, honestly, he could have just finale this. Just fought this through with a single character advantage. This is so big for you. I don't think he needs to be waiting with this. He doesn't need to be holding on to that. That's kind of peculiar.
Just completely forgot any semblance of what he should be doing. He's not bellowed once. There we go. Right off the bat, of course. I mean, this is what happens when you try and play so defensively. You miss one turn with that Crusader. Your guard drops. You can't. How are you going to heal with this? You can heal with your abomination, but you can't. If he's stunned, you can't heal. You just die. Really. He wasn't playing aggressively enough to really give him that kind of barrier of tempo.
I think it was actually smart, keeping the finale, because I just realized he has the BH. So he was just going to secure the kill and just use the finale later. If the Jester survives, if the Jester doesn't even live, I think he's just a bait right now. You just have to funnel all your damage into this Jester if you does score. Because he has the finale ready and he's stacking up super hard. And this doesn't help. This totally doesn't help.
I think Halo, the holding of that finale there was a very, very, very smart play really. Because let's say we're Irvid. Let's say my spirit inhabits Irvid. We still might win this. And Halo here is just trying to hedge his bets. If RNG really goes against him, he's got that finale left. Just to take someone down regardless of what happens. He's got the sustain to keep him alive. He doesn't need to let him die. He can wait for it,
He's stacking the damage as well. He has I think 160% bonus damage on this Jester right now at least. It's just going to keep ramping up. It's just going to be very, very huge value.
It's a ticking clock, Mike. It's a ticking clock.
Yeah. I wonder if he can I think he might just be able to finale this GR right now, because this is 10-4. So he should be able to just take her down. Maybe he just I think he just do it.
I would have taken the Jester there and went for the finale. I think even without a crit, you're still probably 70-30 in turn. And wow, that was a wasted turn ramparting that Jester. He saw that last turn. Rampart only pushes him back one. It's not going to put him at finale.
Oh, you don't really need to be using the finale either, right? You can just accept this bitch right now. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
What a car crash. What a car crash for Evan.
Yeah. You've kind of seen this coming, though. I feel like from the first game on, you saw the compositional advantage and the strategic advantage that Halo has.
Well, I disagree with the compositional advantage. I really disagree with compositional advantage, but I think Irvin here, he wasn't the favourite going in terms of kind of any on-paper metrics. But just given his stubbornness, the fact he played so quickly, he just had no chance. Right? He tried to match Halo's tempo, and boy oh boy, if you do that, you're going to end up in a fucking body bag.
Yeah, I think he needed to bellow first and just kind of try to play it from there.
Why is he still ramparting, Mike?
Maybe. It's I don't know. What do you do as if you feel that Halo doesn't have composition advantage? How do you play this out as the score here? How do you do this?
Well, I mean, right now, I realistically think it's impossible to play that right now just because of that Crusader. But what we like about Man at Arms is Bellow, right? What we like about Abomination is that he can transform twice. What we like about Grave Rob is that she can fade and throw poison darts. All of these things apply stress all of these things apply debuffs. All of these things kind of give you an aspect of survivability and sustain that you don't have because you've got no healers on your team. You need to keep applying these aggressive debuffs, making the Arbalest waste her turns on cleaning debuffs, healing, things like that, and we've just not seen it whatsoever. This came off on the back foot, and everyone knows in this game, if you take a disadvantage at the start, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh, that pass.
Unfortunate, but I don't think it matters too much. I feel like this is just done and dusted. It's been done and dusted for a while. Yeah, those dodges are abysmal as well. That's just not how it's supposed to look like. That's just really like he's bending the RNG on top. Like excellent play as well. So I feel like this is just.
I think this is a trifecta of fist. You know, he's getting punched from the left with the RNG, punched from the right with skill, and boy oh boy, something below the belt is hitting him up in the face as well. And that's just general strategy. You know, Irvin here. He really had no chance. If he played very defensively, he might have got it. But HeyLow here, proving why he's in my finale thing. You know, it's him versus Mangan, if you're asking me. I mean, look at this guy. He's played like a lightning bolt, just destroying Arbet, dismantling him bit by bit by bit.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's time to finale. Yes.
It is. He's just gonna kill whoever he wants, really. I feel like this Highwayman is a better target. It doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah. Very nice.
A little side point we've seen here from HeyLow as well. He's always using the finish him on stunned targets to great effect. That's something obviously most people see finish him and just think, well, that's going to get me, get me from death door to death blow in one hit, whatever happens. But it does an awful lot of damage against stunned targets, especially if it's a critical hit. Hitting the 30, clearing the whole health pool.
Well, I feel like also even if their score was to play stress here instead of the kind of weird damage composition he's using, I think he would still be in trouble, honestly, because HeyLow has so much focus damage, and it looks very desperate for him overall. I feel like there's
that was just brutal. That was just brutal performance.
This one is even more brutal than the first one, right? This was even more convincing of a win, I feel.
I think Urban almost doubled down there on his kind of arrogant strategy to play defensively. Boy, man. Boy, man.
It just didn't work. It just didn't work for him at all.